Hi, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Happy Thursday afternoon. We're on the road to the weekend, which means we're on the road to Nottingham Forest at London Stadium. Firstly, congratulations to the under-18s who qualified for the semi-finals of the FA Youth Cup for the first time since 1999, when the likes of Joe Cole, Michael Carrick, amongst others, defeated Coventry. Was it 8-0, 9-0 on aggregate in the final? With the second leg at being Upton Park, and you remember that game because it was people crawling all around. It was incredible, and hopefully maybe we'd replicate that with these guys, the under-18s. We know they're highly sought after internally. We know Mark Noble's made it his mission to find a pathway for them, which explains the likes of Alese and Sonny Perkins moving on, because that's how he's explained it, because he sees a pathway. I watched the game on the FA Player. Gary Breen was co-commentary, which was quite interesting. But I thought that I was really impressed. It wasn't to the extent of them turning over West Ham the other week 6-0. And actually, Ipswich were very, very good. And they went down to 10 men quite early on. They went one up, went down to 10 men. I did a little preview of the game, review of the game this morning, but they showed a lot of grit, and sometimes not easy playing against 10 men, as you know. But I thought they played really, there was, Marshall was a constant threat. The lad Marshall was very good. Obviously, there are a couple of guys like Mbama who hasn't played many under 18s this season. He's been moved up to the 21s, but he came in. I was speaking to one of the youth team coaches this morning, actually, who he's in the lower age groups, and Regan Clayton was one of his boys who he's brought through, and he spoke to Regan last night. They were disappointed with the performance, but it's about a cup. You expect get into the hat for the next round. Still some big teams in there. This was the first quarterfinal. There's still obviously 3 more to go. Yeah, 3 more to go. That's how it works for us. With the likes of Arsenal still in the hat, Man City, some tough games, but this team are 15 points clear in the league as well. So we'll see what happens with the under 18s. But fantastic. I'm sure there'll be some highlights of it coming up very soon. Make sure you check it out. To be honest, the Ipswich goal, Nightingale's second goal was very good, I must admit. Anyway. Also at lunchtime today, we did the opposition chat with Greg from Garibaldi Red. Great chat, half an hour or so, just talking about their season, our season, their views of us, our views of them, that type of thing. Make sure you check that out. It was nice bloke was old Greg. And so today's Hammers Headlines association with KUMB.com, boys. Firstly, the first story is actually to do with Saturday's game. Now, according to several sources, it's been leaked that Danny Ings is going to start. According to the Daily Mail. Jeez. But apparently, he's set to start Danny Ings for the first time this Saturday as we host Nottingham Forest in a crunch game with us languishing in 18th. We need to win this game, that's for sure, to have any kickstart to our Premier League survival campaign. Obviously, Ings got injured in 30 seconds of coming on the pitch for his debut. And he's sort of been in and out a little bit the last few games since we signed him in January. But apparently he's declared himself, he's been declared fit. Moyes is desperate to integrate him into his starting 11. And the Mail claims that insiders have told them Ings is fit enough to start again for West Ham on Saturday. And barring any unforeseen changes, there we go. So hopefully he doesn't drop the bollock and not go with Ings. The report says he'll be in the starting lineup for his full debut under David Moyes. With Moyes saying he's hoping Ings can help him save his job. That's what the insider says. Of course, he's been interviewed after the Tottenham game saying he brought Danny in to try and get goals and stuff, and so that's obviously something he wants to do. He's deviated a little bit from what he usually does. Apparently, he usually tells the team the starting 11 in a meeting the day before the game, but that's basically he's already given the 11 already. Apparently, with Ings very much part of the coach's plan to start against Wolves in sort of training and stuff like that. So does that mean Ings up front on his own? I can't think that because he just hasn't got the physical attributes, I'd say, to play up front on his own. Does that mean 2 up front? Does that mean Skamaka and Ings? Do we get our wish? Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait till Saturday. So we have all the press conference and stuff, which will maybe they'll ask him those questions specifically, and we'll see what happens. But that'll be all tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. A few transfer rumours. We'll keep them ticking over for you as per usual. The first one is about Alex Scott, not the BBC presenter and former England woman football player. I made that, my Google search was quite funny when I looked for a picture of Alex Scott. The Alex Scott, the 19-year-old midfielder who plays for Bristol City. According to a report from The Sun, it's stated that West Ham are interested in signing him in the summer to add depth to our midfield department. We spoke about, I think last year we were looking at him, but he stayed with the Championship side. Bristol City have set a target of transfer fee of 20 million quid on his head, which seems a lot. But then you look back and how much we paid for, Jared was 17 million about 3 years ago. So that's probably about right. I mean, he's an England youth international. Integral part of Bristol City's side this season, and anchored that sort of midfield department really, really well. Doesn't score a lot of goals, doesn't score a lot of assists. He's more of the engine room type player, very skillful can be. And obviously there's some concerns. He hasn't played the Premier League, but he's 19. He's coming from the Championship side, so in the same way Jared Bowen didn't play in the Premier League. In the same way, you need bring these players up from the Championship, and they develop. He's got all the attributes to be possibly one of the best players in his position. So let's keep an eye on that. See what happens in the summer. Obviously, depending what league we're in. But he's very much one for the future. Could be one of several replacements for Declan Rice if he moves on, which he probably will do. But we'll see what happens with Alex. And finally, another report in the Sun. This one coming courtesy of CBS journalist Ben Jacobs. And he has claimed that West Ham could try for a sensational quadruple swoop on Man United with the likes of Donny van der Beek, Anthony Martial, Scott McTominay, and Harry Maguire, all supposedly on our radar. Now, someone like Maguire, I could see, we were looking at him before, maybe coming in as a Craig Dawson replacement. We never really replaced Craig Dawson. I think you still need that gritty defender, which we haven't got. So maybe Slabhead could do that. Maybe. I think someone like Van der Beek, he hasn't impressed. Ajax was a fantastic player, and I was quite gutted that they got him because I thought he was a really, really good player. But he hasn't impressed really under Solskjaer, Ralph Rangnick, or Ten Hag. But we know he's a good player. He is a good player, but he just hasn't had a consistent run of games. I think him and McTominay, they could maybe fill the void of Declan Rice. Just shows how good Declan Rice is. You have two players in for one player out. Anthony Martial, someone we've always looked at, I think. I'd say maybe in terms of that, maybe also Wan-Bissaka as well as a player we looked at, maybe trying to get on loan in January. But apparently those three, according to Ben Jacobs, those four are the four we're going to be looking at. Who knows? As I said, all we do is we aggregate what's all the news. We give you our opinions on them, but could all be bollocks. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget we have the live draw of the Europa Conference League tomorrow lunchtime. So check me and Anton out for that. And then we'll have all the press conference, Hammers headlines, predicted 11, Irish Tommy, Late Late Show all on tomorrow. And then Saturday we have match day morning and then watching all that type of stuff. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Enjoy your Thursday evening. And